second question says, consider the infinite geometric series. 2p minus 5 plus 2p minus 5 squared plus 2p minus 5 to the power of 3, and so forth. And it asks for which values of p will the series converge. So before we can determine the value of p for which the series will converge, we need to find the ratio. And the ratio would be the second term, which is 2 times p minus 5 squared, divided by the first term, which is 2 times p minus 5. And what we can see is that the ratio is p minus 5. And for a series to converge, the ratio needs to be between -1 and 1. That means that p minus 5 must be smaller than 1 and bigger than -1. So if I solve p, I have 1 plus 5, and on the left I have -1 plus 5. So for the series to converge, p needs to be between 4 and 6. The second question is, if p is equals to 4.5, calculate the sum to infinity. So if p is equals to 4.5, we have the ratio as p minus 5, and that is 4.5 minus 5, which is minus a half. And for the sum to infinity, we only need the first term, which is 2 times p minus 5. That means it is 2 times 4.5 minus 5, which is equal to -1. So the sum to infinity is a over 1 minus r, where the a value is -1, and the r value is -1/2. And if I simplify, I can see that the sum to infinity is -2 over 3. Our next question says, the sum of the first n terms of a geometric series is 9 plus 6 plus 4 and so on, and it is greater than 25. Calculate the smallest value of n. So we want to find the smallest value of n for this sum to be greater than 25. So the a value is equals to 9. And the ratio is 6 divided by 9, which is term 2 divided by term 1, which is 2 over 3. Now the sum of a geometric series is a, and in brackets, r to the power of n minus 1 over r minus 1. Now we know a is equals to 9, r is 2/3 to the power of n minus 1 over 2/3 minus 1. And this can be rewritten as 9 times, and in brackets we have 2/3 to the power of n minus 1 over -1/3. Now 9 divided by -1/3 is equals to -27. So we can simplify even further, and we write it as Sn is equals to -27, and in brackets we have 2/3 raised to the power of n minus 1. And if I multiply out, that will become -27 times 2/3 raised to the power of n plus 27. And this represents the sum of Sn. And the question was, for what value of n will the sum of Sn be bigger than 25? So that means we can rewrite it as -27 times 2/3 to the power of n plus 27 bigger than 25. And if I transpose the 27, we will have negative 2 on the right, and on the left we have negative 27 times 2/3 raised to the power of n. Now we need to be careful because we are going to divide both sides by negative 27. So on the left we have 2/3 raised to the power of n, which is now smaller than 2 over 27. Remember, when we divide by a negative number, the direction of the inequality changes. And now you can use logs in order to solve n. So here we have log 2 over 3 to the power of n smaller than log 2 over 27. And what we know about logs is that if we have something raised to a power, that power can be written in front of the log. Now, log 2/3 is negative. So therefore, if I want to solve n and I divide both sides by log 2/3, the inequality would change direction once again. So therefore n is equals to 6.419. Therefore n must be equal to 7. That's the smallest number for the sum in this pattern to be greater than 25.